Hello, everyone. It's Sarah. You know, they say it gets easier as the years go by, but as another Chris's birthday and the day he died draw near, the pain and tears are still there. Are still there. They never go away. Everybody, I want to share my story. It's a story that many of you will understand in your own ways. Unfortunately, it's a story that is mine to tell. The kind of story no parent should ever have to live. But I assume that if you're watching this and listening to me, you are a victim or you know somebody that is a victim that's lost their loved one to a drunk driver. Now they say that time heals all wounds. Another myth. The reality is it does not. I've heard this phrase countless times since the day a drunk driver took my son from me. That day will live in my memory forever. January 25th, 2019. It's seared into my heart. An unending pain that is with every breath I take and every tear I shed. Kenley was my only child, my whole world. We had dreams together, plans and sketched far beyond the day. He was supposed to take care of me. He was supposed to bury me, not me bury him. But they were all shattered in a moment, and the years since have not been kind. I know you see on TV how everything is done within such a short period of time, and you have all these loved ones around you. That is not reality. The reality is that everybody has a life, and they have to get on with it. And you are struggling each day to get on with it. Now, the weight of losing him was only grown heavier as I have navigated the painful aftermath alone. The loneliness has been suffocating. And honestly, I'm scared. I'm scared of getting older. Who's going to take care of me? It's a silent companion that fills every empty room of this house. And the evenings, well, that's something else. It's a kind of solitude that cannot be comforted when the absence of his laughter, his smile, his sparkly blue eyes, I miss so much. I cannot say how much you can miss a child when they're gone. Only those of us that have suffered this horrendous time understand that. But we never expect what comes after. We never expect the legal battles that follow, only to compound the grief instead of finding closure to justice. This is reality. I faced in an indifferent system, one that made me feel invisible and powerless. I became just another case number, a grieving mother fighting for my son's voice to be heard in the courtroom. That seemed designed to drown out my pain. I have stood there, desperate for even a sliver of compassion, of acknowledgement, only to be treated with hostility and disregard. It's a bitter reminder that the world keeps moving on even when you feel frozen in grief. This is reality. The world goes on. The cases stack higher and higher and higher. And you become a case number. I have cried more tears than I even think possible. Of heartbreak, anger, and the sheer unrelenting sorrow that comes with losing a child. I guess after 5 years, the world is quieter now, but my mind is never still. The longing for Kenley and the yearning for what could have been don't fade, and it won't fade with your child either. Every day is a reminder that time doesn't always heal. Sometimes it just deepens the ache. You know it, you feel it. Especially when the person you miss was your entire reason for living. As another Christmas approaches and Kenley's birthday draws near, I can't help but be reminded of everything I lost. You know, you've gone through it. And the holidays are supposed to be filled with laughter, with the warmth of loved ones gathered close. But for me, they are a painful reminder that my son is gone and I sit alone. But even those of you that are fortunate enough to have family around you, there's always that emptiness that your loved one is not here. You know it. Those who knew my son remember his beautiful blue eyes and how they sparkled when he graduated from medical school. Well, Kenley was known some wonderful friends. He found his soulmate in Melissa. And I have never seen him so happy as he was the last few years of his short life. In that last Christmas. Since it was just the two of us after his father passed, our holidays were never extravagant, so we never went out and bought gifts and went crazy. But Christmas 2018, our last together, was truly special. We celebrated with Melissa's family, and I saw the joy in Kenley that I'll never forget. He felt at home. He felt at home and surrounded by worth of this beautiful family he had always longed for. And the happiness lit up his entire spirit. I was so happy for him. Pictures were taken of us, but destroyed in the crash just a few days later. If I had known this would be the last time I would hug and kiss my beautiful boy, I don't know what I would have done. But it was. While tears flow every day, I remember how happy he was that day. In some ways, this gives me peace that he found this happiness. And his friends. He had so many wonderful friends. I tried to move on forward by doing this YouTube channel. I'm hope to keep living, but the grief isn't something you get over with. It's just a hurdle you clear or a chapter you close. Grief changes you and reshapes you in the holidays. Oh my God, the holidays. Those markers of time and tradition seem to bring everything rushing. Not to mention all the stuff they have everywhere around to make it even worse. The pain is still there. Yes, the pain is still there. And it's raw and it's deep, and even this world around me has moved on. We cannot move on Every December, I find myself confronting that paradox. Trying to honor Kenley's memory, trying to make sense of the season that feels so wrong without him. Sometimes I feel like the world expects me to be better by now. But the grief doesn't work that way, folks. You know it, you feel it. But I know people are telling you this. The calendar may turn, and boy, it turns fast. But my heart is still caught on the day my life changed forever. You remember that day, I know. I can still feel the crushing sorrow of that night when that police officer, actually was quite nervous, said to me that my son was involved in a crash and he did not make it. And it wasn't his fault. It was another damn drunk. The sound of my world breaking apart and the beginning of a life sentence. I felt the weight of being a grieving mother. A system that seemed indifferent to my loss. Yes, I'm still here. I am standing. And I'm still telling my son's story. This is what keeps me going, that in hopes that I can help somebody else. You need to find something that you can grasp onto and continue carrying on. Not because of grief has lessened you, but because your love for your child or loved one demands it. Keep that person alive. I know that if I don't speak out and share what happened, others may not understand how deeply DUI tragedies affect our lives. As I share my experiences with you, I hope to make space for that grief that doesn't fit into the world's neat expectations. Because if you are mourning too, I want you to know that your grief, like mine, deserves to be honored if the holidays bring tears as much as memories. That's okay. It's okay to cry. If you do not feel the urge to step back from all the noise and festivities, do it. There's no right or wrong how you grieve. As I light a candle for Kenley and Marshall, his faithful dog who passed away with him, I will let myself feel the love, loss, aches, and the beauty of every memory I have, especially that last Christmas and his graduation. And I will keep telling our story, to honor the incredible son I will always carry in my heart. You know, folks, this is something that you never get over with. And I do hope you grasp onto something. It doesn't have to be a YouTube video. It could be a podcast. Get out and do something that helps you get through this. I wish you weren't here. This is not someplace I wish anybody would be here, because I don't want anybody suffering like I have been suffering. But I want to thank you for being here and allow me to share this part of myself. As we move into the holidays, may we find moments of comfort. And may our loved ones' memories, like I said before, bring us peace. Even in this horrible storm of our grief. I wish you all light. And I wish I had the words that could possibly bring that. But I Honestly, I don't know what they are. But I am a proud mother who lost a beautiful son to a drunk driver. Thank you.